Record. There you go.
Okay, cool. For those of you that are always on time, just kudos to you. It takes an effort, it takes deliberate effort. And I think it says a lot of of how you show up, which is good. You keep doing that, and eventually whatever your obstacles you run into, you will break through them, because showing up is half of the work. I mean, that's 50% of success is just showing up. I've got these quotes up here again as far as the mastermind's concerned. The words out of here. I'll tell you what. Let's somebody pick out your favorite word there. I'm gonna pick out my first one. Perfect harmony. For a definite objective, but the perfect harmony stands out to me. A word or two words that stands out to somebody else when you look at this definition. Anybody? All right, this is a mastermind now. I'm going to need some energy from you. A word that stands out, or two words that stand out.
Courage.
Okay, courage. All right, courage is probably one of the most important words in the English language, because without courage, you're dead, right? Cur, which means heart. Without a heart, you're dead. Cur is the Latin word for heart. The other two that stand out to me is a definite objective, because a lot of times that's our biggest struggle. And I think a mastermind is to help stir us up. What is it I really want? And this morning I got a little something for you that is going to kind of clear that up, the difference between need and want, which I think is a really big topic. And I'm going to try and get the group to participate in that. And then as we look down here through here, the full benefits of the experiences, training, education of the other people, and that native intelligence, that's a powerful one. And this is the key here, an active alliance. So for those of you who showed up on time and you're ready to go, that's active alliance. So thank you for being there and showing up on time and early. Not early, but definitely on time. Spirit of perfect harmony for the attainment of a common objective. And the common objective is that we all, what is your objective for your real estate? What is your objective? One of your main objectives? Can you give it to in one sentence? What is your objective?
Be able to pay my bills.
Pay your bills. Okay. Hey, that's very straightforward and honest. Okay. Pay your bills. Anybody else?
To help people.
To help people? That's the number one thing for your business, is I want to help people. Okay. What else?
Being a resource.
A resource. Okay. To have a business that is a resource to others, a real estate resource. Anybody else?
Build a sustainable business that doesn't depend on me all the time.
Who said that?
John Whelan.
Oh my gosh, I should have known. Yeah, Mr. Wisdom, he picked it right out of my mind, repeat that one more time.
To build a sustainable business that doesn't allow me to be there all the time.
That's a key, is a sustainable business, because that'll help you become the resource. It'll help you help people, and it'll help you pay your bills. And that it's not dependent on you all the time. So it's really a machine. It's a system. So that's the key, is to build a profitable real estate business. I like it even better, sustainable business that's not dependent upon me. Great definition. Great. Joe, what'd you think about that definition, my friend, as being new to the business? Good one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really good one.
Where do you want to be?
What's that?
No, I said that's where you want to be after a year in this business yeah, I agree.
And so the other one is to stimulate each mind to a higher degree of courage. So hopefully today I'm going to share a few things with you to kind of stimulate, and not myself, but the others as well. Last week was really great with Liz and her results in that one day, 6 listings. I forget what it was. It really stirred us up. And I think that it probably stirred some of us up to a greater or higher degree of courage. And then the ordinarily experience paves the way for the state of mind known as faith. Because what's the opposite of faith? What's the opposite of faith? is fear, right? Is that you fear of faith. And the only thing that overcomes the fear are the facts. John just gave out a great fact that that's a great goal to shoot for, is a sustainable business that's not dependent on him. So that's a fact that should be able to help you. So, all right. So I'm glad you're here. We've got 29 now on, and glad that you were here. We had a section, an accountability section that, for those of you, when you hear me talking about the ones that had signed up for some accountability, please join in there. And when it comes to you, what I want to encourage you this week is not to start out, well, I didn't do as well. Just talk about what you did do, right? Because you want to pat yourself on the back. You need to do that, because that's one of the reasons I added that section here, is the accountability. So we're going to get into that. So I want you to be thinking about, what can this group help me do to gain that extra courage and help me and hold me accountable, because that's really important. So let me share with you. Hey, there's Jacopo. Look at this. Where are you, Jacopo, these days? Where are you?
Super Fred. First of all, how is going on? How are you feeling?
Oh man, he's asking folks, because I don't. If you're only on the call as a guest the first time, don't think that I'm as sick as it's going to sound, because I'm not. But 2 weeks ago, right after the Wednesday call, that night, I ended up getting sick. And Thursday morning, I woke up with appendicitis and had to go in the hospital and have surgery. And it was a not ruptured, it was a perforated appendix. It was a mess. But that was a 3-day hospital stay. And then I came home to get recovery. And after last Wednesday's call, Wednesday night, I started feeling, like, what the heck's going on? I got this pain in my chest on the right side, but I was able to tolerate it. Actually did okay, and went in the office on Thursday. And Thursday night, I was rushed back to the emergency room with excruciating. I couldn't even bend over. I mean, I just couldn't even walk. It was so bad. My right chest was so filled with pain, and it was horrible. So I just literally got out yesterday at 5 o'clock, and it was an intestinal infection, pleurisy, that had set in from the surgery. They're not sure if they could say it set up from the surgery, but it was messy, man. Since last Thursday night, all the way to yesterday, I think I escaped at 5:30 p.m. And it's all better. So I guess the antibiotics has worked, and I don't know if you've ever had anything like that, but I was telling people last week, I've got a new empathy I've always had empathy toward people who have health issues, because health is the number one thing. But till you live through some of this stuff, and I mean, especially when they didn't know what it was, and Thursday night, and of course, until all the guessing and all the stuff that you have to do with the body. But so thank you. I feel good. I'm back. No more pain. So I think that's a good thing. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you. So where are you? Are you in Italy?
Now I am in Italy. I am in Tuscany, because I finished to have a meeting with an amazing property over here in the area. Is Maremma. Is this property is a 6-4 bed, is a 5 villa and 6-4 bedroom with 10 bathroom in this area in Tuscany, where the owner of this property is my partner and my friend, and I will now we will try to put this property in the market to sell. If somebody's interested in this area in the Tuscany, this is really important property, Fred. Really unique.
Yeah, cool. And if you're not familiar with Jacopo, what he's doing, he's been around since we met October 28th. I think the exact date, their first meeting that we had. But he's building this group called the Global Luxury and Wealth Group. You want to follow this on Facebook, because it is here. I'll put this in the chat. We're working on a tour of Italy, how to buy $1 homes in Italy. That's going to be taking place toward the end of September. So, to tune into there, join that group so you could follow Jacopo and the work that he's doing. By the way, with all the Campbells in the desert, and you're talking about a guy with balance. And in a building a business, John Whelan started out the meeting. If you weren't here on, at the beginning, John Whelan started out. I said, what's the number one objective for your business? Because a mastermind helps you to define a definite objective. And John said to build a sustainable business that is not directly dependent upon himself. Or I guess I paraphrased that, right, John? Did I get that right?
You nailed it, Fred. Perfect.
Sustainable business is not dependent on himself. And you're talking about a good example of that is Jacopo, 38 years old, probably older now. I don't know.
39.
That's right. 39 years old, but really is well balanced. I mean, just a guy that he has a new book coming out. You want to follow him. He's just doing a fabulous job with the Luxury and Wealth Group. So I'm glad to hear that.
And Fred, by the way, for our Saturday meeting, because now again, I thank God you feel better. I am so happy you giving me good news today. We have already set up everything, for people that want to come into Italy. We already have a drive plan where we go, and hotel, restaurant, everything ready.
Yeah. And hopefully, guys, you follow us on the Luxury and Wealth Group, the link I just put on the chat, because it's a full write-off for you, because it would be a business trip, no doubt. And what a better place and better time to spend at the end of September than in Italy. I was looking at, weather's pretty, modest, right?
In September is I think so, during the year, I think so May and September is really beautiful, because is the part where normally the temperature over here is really good. It means it's not hot, it's not cold, it's the good, is balanced. It's balanced, the word.
Yeah. Cool. So anyway, follow that there. I put the link in Facebook, and Annabelle, my assistant, she'll put it in a little bit more, because we have some people that are still joining. It's amazing to warm up on this and some of that good stuff, especially all those free $10,000 certificates you received earlier, right? Wasn't that great? Aren't you glad you showed up earlier, folks? The $10,000 free marketing certificate you received, wasn't that? I mean, thanks to Kiri Ellis, our title partner, she gave you all free $10,000 marketing certificates. No.
Yeah, thank you. That was very nice. Appreciate it.
That thanks to Kiri Ellis. See, guys, that's why you got to show up on time, because it was only for those that were on time. No, I don't want to bust your chops. Don't leave. I don't want to make you mad, because you might not be in a good mood. I'm glad you're here. Anyway, yeah. So follow Jacopo for his update on his Italy things. Let me. I want to go into this concept. Look, one of the things I've been doing on these Wednesdays, it started out 2.5-3 years ago, Soulful Wednesday, and the spiritual side of success. And, and I keep talking about, we all think that we lack, and other people a lot of times have their act together, especially when you see someone in many years of the business I have, or you see Jacopo, or you hear people like John Whelan speak up that's kind of got their business mind together, and they don't lack anything. That's so wrong. When I listen to a lot of people, even the well-established, the multi-billionaires. Yesterday, I'm going to share a little clip with you here. Let's see, I'm going to start at 8 minutes. Yeah, let me open that up. Is that we're always and never producing at a 10 or 9 or 8. We're always growing and changing. That's especially if you're into if you're an entrepreneur, you've got to always be growing and changing. I want to share this with you. I was going through this yesterday. Of course, when you're, down and out as far as removed from your normal life, and especially, I've always prided myself in my health and what have you. And it's sometimes you can even worship good things sometimes too much. And I mean, my health was everything, and just these couple bouts, and I've had some over the years, but not anything like the last 6 months ago. I had a block and test, and then these two things came along. And then when that infection came on Thursday night and knocked me off my feet, I went, damn, you realize how vulnerable you are. So, you can't always, you got to go inside to find the strength, but sometimes that inside is empty, and so you got to fill it up. So one of the things that, I do all the time is definitely, you know, let me move my other controls out of the way here. Yeah, let me share this with you. I'm gonna go here. This is Mind Body Mastermind for those of you who are a member. If you're not, Annabelle, if you put Mind Body Mastermind in the chat. I posted this. I put invest 1 hour with this interview and get 1,000 times your investment. When you learn at this level, you leverage your learning and life. I'll tell you, this interview with Matt McConaughey, you know, that Ed did, what a unbelievable interview. I just want to play a clip of it. And I want to get our feedback to get
finding your
to you know, get our mastermind wisdom together. Just a 1 hour and 7-minute interview. I'm only going to play a few minutes of it. This is Ed by
identity. I'd like you to elaborate on this. Is more like a process of elimination than it is discovery.
That's what he goes into. But let me start over here where is the 1-8? Yeah, right about here.
Personal development, self-help, a lot of times is sort of loaded with a lot of theory.
Yep.
And I love theory. So I've lived off a lot of these theories, but there's something powerful when someone's applied something in their life that gives it credibility that it otherwise might not have, because you can back it with a story or a fact or an anecdote. And that this industry is sometimes polluted to some extent with a lot of theoretical stuff that hasn't been proven in someone's real life. And you've done this in your real life. And one of the things you talk about with these green lights, or even just having something happen, that you and I are both Christians, but we also believe in energy and vibration and frequency and all that stuff. And I think when you're in that flow, that green light mode, there's a vibration to you. There's an energy to you that these things are sort of drawn your way, and you are in that flow state. And there's something so profound you said in the book about the story where you're living with this producer, and he basically, you tell him, hey, I got to get an agent. I got to get an agent. So you're kind of like chasing the green light. And he said, hey, man, you need it. And you paint this amazing distinction, because I know it's been true in my life, between need and want, and why need is not a real good space to be in. So if you tell them the story and then the lesson learned from it, it's awesome.
Yeah. I get out to Hollywood with a couple $1,000 in my pocket. I got a movie out, Dazed Confused, which is really the only resume I have. It's enough to get me in a few doors, but it's not enough to be a lead pipe cinch. Oh, you got it. But I need an agent. I'm in Hollywood. I'm sleeping on this guy's couch, Don Phillips, the guy I met in a bar in Austin, who gave me the chance to go audition for Dazed Confused over a year earlier. I'm on his couch. My money's now into the 3 digits. I'm below $1,000. I'm starting to get a little like, I've been there a few weeks. I'm like, hey, I need, can you give me an agent meeting? And he snapped at me. Not yet. You need it too much. This industry, Hollywood, smells need. You're one and done, buddy. What you need to do is get the hell out of here. Go with your buddies and go ride motorcycles somewhere. Hell, pick you up. I don't care. But go somewhere till you quit needing it so much, because if Hollywood smells you needing it, you're done. You're never in. And I did. I put on a backpack with my $800 and I went off with my 2 good buddies, Roy Cochran and Go Osborne. We rode motorcycles through Europe. I came back. I wasn't even thinking about an agent. I was what he called, now you're cool again. Now you're cool. And I was rolling along, and he's about a week later, after I returned, we're sitting there at dinner. He always made filet mignon and then had a scoop of Haagen-Dazs ice cream for dessert. Oh, he's since moved on. I love talking about him. And he goes, you're ready. And I go, for what? And he goes, tomorrow morning, we got a meeting, William Morris. You're going to go down. And I was like, oh, cool. Now, 5 weeks earlier, if he'd said that, I'd have been like, okay, good, man. I got this. Okay, I need that. I would have gone into the meeting. They would have smelt my need. They would have felt my need. I'd have leaned outside of myself. I would have oversold myself and probably dorked out and used too many words and not have been myself and over leveraged myself. And they'd have been like, I'm not sure this guy's really, he's kind of wants it too much, needs it too much. And instead I went in, believed in myself, had a presence about me, didn't oversell myself, but really let them know, no, I actually think you need me as an agent. And that made me a more valuable asset to them. I got an agent, and then damn it, if I had my first 2 auditions in Hollywood from that agent. I got the job.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, don't you think, like, I think that's a Hollywood story, but it's not. Like, if you're having a hard time finding the relationship that you want, everybody's been on that date with that person that just seems to need it a little too much. Or the salesperson, like, man, everything's good and your need to sell me is getting in the way of me buying it from you.
We can smell the solicit,
Yes.
and nobody likes the smell. We all love a good salesman, but it's like the difference between a bullshitter and a liar. A bullshitter at least kind of waits while they're telling the tale to let you know, hey, just go with me. And there's something adorable about that, right?
Yes. Yes.
You see someone that needs, and this goes for my love story with my wife, Camilla.
So you can smell the solicit. You need it too much. What are your thoughts on that? As it relates to your business, John started the meeting out by saying his goal is to build a sustainable business that is not just dependent on him. I thought what a great way to start out the mastermind. But you can smell the solicit. And I liked it where he says, the bullshit artist, at least he winks a little bit and you kind of like that. We kind of respect that. So what's some of your thoughts on that?
I think it's, to stop thinking about the outcome all the time and worry about relationships. A great example is like for me, like when I'm doing an open house, you go to some of these open houses and you have these agents that are all over the person, and it pushes that.
Hey Joe, Joe, hold on a second. Somebody's talking over you. Someone mute your phone, mute your mic. Who is that? Can anybody tell? Tiffany?
Lisa phone 2.
Who is it?
Lisa's phone 2.
Oh, Lisa. Okay. Tiffany, need your help? Maybe Tiffany walked away. I don't see her because on my screen the way it is.
He's muted now.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. All right, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. Because what you were saying is really spot on. Repeat that.
Yeah, no, it's just, stop thinking about the outcome all the time and just have a conversation and build a relationship, with somebody.
Eye on the outcome creates what? Need?
Yep.
Yeah.
Desperate,
Yeah. I like that. Eye on the outcome. And so that's what we talk about is planting the seeds is that's our focus every day. Right. So yeah, that's good. Anybody else? A takeaway from that? By the way, that 1 hour and 7 minutes, I'm going back to it the second time. And now I've got his book, the audio version, because, to hear Matt Conaughey speak in his own voice, his book, you got to get that Green Lights. It's a 5.5 hour read or 5.5 hour audio. But what a phenomenal individual and real human being. So I really enjoyed that yesterday, and I encourage you to get that audio, Green Lights. So yeah, focusing on the outcome is one of the problems. You smell solicit. Anybody else? Well, what's your takeaway from that as far as you can apply it to your current business? Is Olivia on? Olivia, are you here? Talking about last week, and a matter of fact, it came up with Alice as well, with the accountability. Carrie Ellis, do you have that list there of the accountability? That the accountability on WhatsApp that I sent you?
Yes, I have it. Give me 1 second.
Under Olivia, what was the comment that we made?
The Olivia, that she doesn't stay in touch.
Because but what else? There was the feelings of futility or stuff there. What was the notes?
Olivia, guilty. I don't stay in touch. Fear, block, and missed it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So she feels guilty because we were talking about, the sphere of influence and how powerful it is and how much success people have. If you have 300 contacts, real true sphere of influence, it's 30 deals a year. If you truly work them right 3 times a year, 4 times a year. And then on top of that, she's asking us to hold her accountable to help her. And she said, because I feel guilty, then I feel guilty when I don't make them. So can you see that conflict? I need to make them. And we got to get to that point where, there's no more need to do it, but there's that desire to build that sustainable business. And you're not calling them to build a sustainable business. You're building them. You're calling them, as Joe just said, to plant that seed to develop that relationship, and that relationship, it just automatically, like he got to that part in that movie by the agent, it's the same way. So you see how those two relate? So, on the accountability with the calls, who else is on? Is Olivia not on? I was hoping she's on. I want to see how she's doing this week. How about if we call her? What do you think? Let's see. Hold on a second. Call Olivia.
Calling Olivia Bardinelli, mobile.
Let's see how she's doing. Can you hear that, folks?
Yeah.
See, this is a mastermind. She asked us, she wants to, and let's see if we can get her. She may be saying, uh-oh. Okay. No, didn't get her. Okay.
I'm sorry, your message cannot be recorded as this user's mailbox is full.
Ooh. Does Olivia need a little help? All right, so let's make sure we give her a little help, okay? I actually make phone calls. I'm going to write that down. Carrie Ellis, make sure you write down Olivia to help her with her voicemail. Now that happens to all of us, especially the iPhones. If you don't go to the deleted file, it's very easy to get to that sometimes. But I'm not sure why that other message was there. Here she goes. Also. Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning. How are you, Fred?
Fantastic. We've got 35 people that were sitting here. And we were just saying, we're wondering how Olivia's doing. They all want to know how you're doing with the calls.
Thank you. That's sweet. It's a work in progress. I made a list and I'm going through them. Here's something I'm trying to figure out, and maybe you can help. It's amazing how time quickly passes, and we're trying to juggle multiple things all the time, and how to manage everything. I'm trying to figure out the balance here of trying to, I guess it's time blocking, but trying to stay in touch with your spirit all the time, and also managing the deals that keep calling, with updates or trying to get documents signed. I don't know. It's like a one-man band. So I don't know if you have any good words of
Well,
wisdom for that.
I got 36 people here that might be able to offer. Anybody can offer Olivia some help or any advice? Were you all able to hear that? Were you able to hear Olivia? Yeah. By the way, your voicemail is full. You want to take care of that right away. Yeah. And this is, by the way, how many of you think Olivia is the exception? Is she the exception or the rule?
The rule.
She's the rule, right? So it's not anything new, but you notice how much she went into explanation, right? Because what we try to do, right, is we try to make up, because when we operate, right, in this need, we were just talking this morning, Olivia, about need versus want, and that it's really a progress on working on yourselves, right? And then as far as that balance of time, there's no such thing that the time is the time, but the time blocking is the key. And then you make an appointment with yourself, but if you don't see yourself important enough to keep an appointment with yourself, can you imagine? Just think about that reverse of the idea. The mind cannot work on the reverse of an idea. So if I'm not important enough to keep an appointment with my own self, to make some calls to people that really truly want to hear from me, that's where the struggle comes in. And then that struggle then causes us to, it feels like things are out of control, and they're not, like,
Right.
we were just talking about, I had to step out of life for the last since Thursday night. And I had appointments I had to cancel and this and that. And right away is that feeling of, but it's really isn't. It's not out of control. It's just that I got to move the chess pieces around. And is it easy? No. But you just got to keep at it, Olivia. So you're going to do it. You're going to do it because you have the heart. I know you well enough. in who's in the way here? It's Olivia, right? It's
Yes.
you're in your own way, and we got to help you just break that one barrier. We're doing something this morning on the mastermind. I want you to listen to Matt McConaughey's interview that's on. I know you're in the Mind Body Mastermind. That's going to help you. But anyway, do show up on Wednesdays because you're important. How many of Olivia's important to watch her progress and to help and encourage her? How many of you? There's a lot of people raising their hand. You're important to them.
Thank you. I got your call. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. I have to be on that call. And then I was out getting ready to go for a run.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm in awe of you because you've been through so much recently and you still you stay.
Well, thank you, but this is about you. And then what you do is every Wednesday is just make sure Wednesday that morning, the time is set for you, that you don't change it or anything that's
Right.
important to you, right? Because we care about you. This mastermind, I want to move into more of the caring and really truly one-on-one to help people that we can. So, all right, we'll see you next week. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, clean that voicemail up. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, good. Anybody get anything from that? That sounds like me. Any of you be honest, right? How many of you say, yeah, that sounds a little bit like me? Right, Virginia? Virginia, how does that like you?
Like I have the perfect plan, and there's always that something that comes up that it's interesting for me, like either a class or a course or a meeting. And I'm always trying to participate in so many things that I think that I lose track of what I'm doing, and I'm not doing my follow-ups as I am supposed to, because I'm attending courses, meetings, I'm doing some visits, and then someone calls me, and then I decide, okay, I'm gonna go see you, and then like the whole day, my whole plan just disappears.
Yeah. Good. Anybody else? Could it relate to Virginia? Anybody?
I think it's a common theme, Fred, that you said it earlier, that she was getting in her own way, right? Fred gone?
You're on.
Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah. So it seems like there's a common theme that people get in their own way, like you said, and I don't think people spend enough time understanding what that really means.
Mm-hmm.
The takeaway I got from that brief call was that possibly she is not time blocking her day, and most of us are not time blocking our day. We are our own CEO of whatever we do, and if we don't take charge of, if you need to have training throughout the week, you just need to block it in your schedule on a weekly basis, and then every morning you need to block out, if you're going to do 2 hours of phone calls or whatever it is that you're going to be doing, training, it has to be in your calendar, and you cannot steer away from that. You have to stick to the plan. Create your plan and create a plan and work your plan, right? So it just seems like that's a common theme for all of us to work on, is to really time block and not let anything else get in the way of your time blocking.
Right. I think the other thing too that's helped me is, trying to prospect as early in the day as possible, because as the day gets on, more things happen and it pulls you in. So like for me, I found that if I can prospect, as soon as this call ends, if I can prospect, at least I can get an hour in, and then the world kind of takes over.
You're muted, Fred.
Yeah, was I out, or was that I missed some of that. Was I in and out, or was it you?
You actually left for about 10 seconds.
Oh my, okay, hold on a second. Let me just join it just in case. I'm gonna get on my phone so I don't know what's going on over here, but just in case I need it. No audio, Wi-Fi data. Okay, got it. Okay. Hey, Joe, could you repeat that? Oh my. What's the whole
Yeah,
one?
Fred,
Go ahead.
we can hear you. No, yeah, I was just saying, I mean, you know, kind of piggybacking on, I think it was John there. It's what's helped me is prospecting as early in the morning as possible, you know, before the world kind of takes over. You know, I don't even like to check or respond to texts or emails until after I'm prospecting, because then you're opening yourself up to other things. So
Right. So, and you can hear me now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, good. I wasn't sure what's going on my internet there, my connection. Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, you know, guys, one of the things here, one of the things that we battle and we don't realize is because we are, in one way, we're very simple, another way, we're very complicated, right? Is that we think that a lot of times that struggle is necessary when it, you know, and Annabelle, if you could put this in there, but not the one that's that they can edit, but the spiritual side of success. If you go back to the radical thing we talked about, that if you're a guest, you've never been on here before, but this is really truly a psychological, you know, and McConaughey speaks about this a lot, about the soul. You know, once we get from the body, right, and that mind, right, that mind that we were programmed with, that ego mind is what holds us back. Because once you get into the soul, and that you're soulfully selling, that you're soulfully living, then wisdom and time come together, which is that wisdom that I talk about, right? That I'm working on. In the, you know, is where you really respect the time, number one, and that you honor it, but you also have fun with it. That it doesn't feel like that, oh my God, I've gotten so old, or the kids have gotten old. So this has happened. And we either live in the past or the future, but we live in the present moment. And when you get into the power of the present moment from the soul, nothing can rob your peace. Will it try? Yes. Will it show up? Yes. When you got a 5-day hospital stay on back of another 3 hospital day stay, and then you've got all these appointments, you moved, and you feel like, oh my gosh, I have all these priorities. Can it start to get to you? Yes. But when you go and you say, wait a minute, that does not affect the real me, the soul part. I have all this stuff that's still in me, but I'm not using it and tapping it. You know, and if you try to live over here during these times, like when you're not, you know, you're building a business just to pay the bills, or you're in that area of need. And again, there's Maslow's hierarchy of, you know, that we have to take care of our basic needs and then grow from there. But this soulful living, right, where we go to our original self, because this is already in every single one of us, the power that you know the icon agents have. How do they get there? Because they're soulfully selling. They're operating. You know, when Matt McConaughey told that story when he took off and he relaxed, what it is, he came back in soul. He was over here in the ego. I got to have it. I need it. And this is what happens. And so when you're a calendar, we operate because, believe it or not, there's that conflict inside that, you know, we really sometimes battle our success intentionally. We sabotage our own success because that success comes with a price, and that price is responsibility, and that price is, oh, people are going to look at me. And, you know, we don't realize it. It's a battle of the mind, right? It's a battle of the ego and the soul, So what you notice, Olivia, when we were discussing, right? And this is Fred too, identical. She and I are like, all of us are alike. What do we start doing? We start using a lot of words and a lot of talk. Whereas those people who are living it on the soulful side and in their soulful power, right? They don't need a lot of words. See, over here is a lot about the storage in the language, the story in the language. This is how I got here. This is the reason I'm broke. This is the reason this is the reason I'm sick. Blah, 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 blah. And over here is just, well, let me just sit back, be still. You know, I was sitting in the hospital, and one of the nurses came back and says, I can't get over how you just, you know, she made a comment about, I was still there after like 4.5 hours, or the way I was sitting next to the window. I didn't, shocked. I never had the television on. I said, oh, you know how the television works. You know, so over here, the soulful side is that stillness. I'm experienced enough to know that, hey, this too shall pass or whatever else, but also experienced enough to say, hey, I was feeling it, man. I was battling hell, you know, and a lot of times and beating myself up, blah, 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 blah. But I know that, you know, it's not so. If you can just remember those words, it is not so. It is not so. And then you keep doubting yourself when it's over here, but support yourself when it's over here. But what happens, we support ourselves over here. You notice how Olivia, and again, we're not picking on Olivia. Olivia, we love you. We want you to be here every Wednesday. We're not picking on you. You're helping us identify who we are too, and our weakness. That, you know, the calendar got so in control of her, she didn't even remember the Wednesday meeting, right? But yet she's saying, I got to take care of myself. I'm gonna go out for a run, which maybe she needed. She needed to be here instead of out on the run instead of here, right? So anyway, this psychological battle is never ceasing, never ceasing. So Carrie Ellis, let's go to somebody else just quickly. A couple other people. Who else for the accountability?
Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up my list. Okay, so we have Alicia.
Alicia, how you doing with your calls? Alicia? Okay.
How about
All
Joe?
right. Joe, okay. Joe is working on the calls too, right? Joe, wasn't your sphere of influence, I think?
Yeah, no, I'm doing a lot better. I mean,
Yeah.
Blocking out an hour and a half. I made 35 calls yesterday.
Wow.
And I had 5 good conversations, 2 leads, 1 actually moving to Italy in 6 months. So I might need somebody for that.
Well, Jacopo's the guy. He's got the great guy
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
How about that? You talk about a small world, right? You end up doing a referral with Jacopo. That'd be cool.
yeah.
Well, that's good, man. 35 calls yesterday. And then the main thing is always being consistent, at least getting those 5 or 6 or 7 in a day, because most of our databases shouldn't be more than 200 or 300 of our sphere of influence. And that's about 5, 6, 7, 8 calls a day, right? 5 days a week. So that's fantastic, Joe. All right. Who else? Alicia, are you here, Alicia?
Paola?
Paola, is she here?
Hi. Hello.
Hey!
Yes, I'm here. How are you guys?
Good,
Hi.
good.
Hi. Well, I'm doing also a lot better. I have started calling my top 50 and, just keeping up with them, letting them know about my real estate. Sorry, I'm running, so I'm a little out of breath. But
go ahead.
yeah, no, and aside from that, I have been doing the door knocking. I still do my newsletter, and out of that, last week, I listed one lease, so that's nice. The lady called me and she said, I'm ready. So I'm like, okay, perfect. So we're on coming soon, and hopefully, active by the end of the week. So
Okay, cool.
that's that.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Good, Paola. Now, let me ask you a question. We were really struggling with Alice Comport. Alice, if you want to speak up, and then Olivia said the same thing, struggling with this feelings of fertility, this feelings, what do I say to them? I feel like I'm bothering them. I feel like, tell us how the experience went that once you finally broke that feelings of fertility, that did anybody hang up on you and say, how, don't call me, and no real negative, right?
No, well, I'm calling my top 50, which are, people that know me already.
Right.
So with them, it's a little, less intimidating, right? Now with people that I haven't touched base, like in a long time, then that's a different story. I'm actually starting to call them too, but not talking about real estate at all. And just, keeping, trying to keep or rebuild a relationship. And, little by little, eventually, will them in. But I want
to focus on the top 50 because Alice and Olivia was all struggling with that. What do I say to them? And I feel like I'm begging for business or I feel like I'm bothering them. But you didn't feel any of that, correct? Once you did it.
No, especially
You-
because I said, it's people, they know me.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's the point. That's the whole sphere of influence. That's what
yeah,
you want to do. So
exactly.
how many positive feedbacks did you get? Hey, I'm so glad to hear from you.
I want to say, well, pretty much everybody. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, pretty much everybody. I mean, it's friends and family. So
Uh-huh.
they're always, hey, how are you doing? It's I haven't counted them like perhaps Joe, maybe I need to do a better count. But I have started calling them, and I think I am probably almost halfway through since
Okay.
last week. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, cool. All right. Anybody else? Who else is on the call?
Judith,
Thank you. Hi, all.
We-
Thank you so much.
we have Judith on the list and Virginia.
How are you doing? I think someone missing out. Missed the meeting. Anybody, just to read the names and say that if you're here.
Virginia, Judith, and then we have Lori and David.
Hey, Virginia, you here?
Yes, and
Hey!
you know what?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Yes, we were talking about it, but
Yeah.
I have been doing, good with my phone calls, and especially because now I'm recording my videos and tagging all my friends. So I have been, seeing response from them. So that's a good thing.
Oh, fantastic. You said something about video. Ed Violet on that interview with Matt McConaughey, he says that what he does, and by the way, folks, what's really interesting, here's a guy that's a multi-billionaire, Ed Violet, and you hear him talking, he'd make it sound like he's one of you, right? And that's the real key of living soulfully, living from the soul. And you hear him saying that one of the things, and Matt McConaughey said the same thing about keeping in touch with people. Right. And then he does the little video clips. He does, I think he said 4 every morning now to people that are key people in his life. And he does a little video clip on his phone. He just says, hey, Joe, I just want to let you know I was thinking about you. This morning, matter of fact, I just said a prayer for you in my quiet time. And, just hope everything is well with you. And he said that the results. So think about that, with the phone today, especially the iPhones, you do the real little quick video clip and then just hit text to them. Getting a message from someone like that. So that's good, Virginia. Good, great work. Keep it up. The sphere of influence. Anybody else? Who was next
Is
person?
David on the call?
David, are you here? Okay. Let me show you something else to talk about. This is a tool here. I want to brag about this because it hit. And Tom Ferry, of course, how many of you know Tom Ferry? Tom is one of the number one trainers in the country, no doubt, of real estate people. But I'm real proud to say that, my partner here, Title Partners, I want you to play it here. This this is Tom Ferry. Let me, wait a minute. I got to play it here. 1 sec. This is on the Real Estate Resource Center. Here, I'll play it here. Am I sharing my sound? Let me see. Stop share screen, because this is something for you to talk about. You can send out little clips from here. Tell me if you can hear this or not. Here, let me see. Can you hear that? Can you hear that when I play it? Someone speak up.
No, I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it. Hold on 1 sec. I think I'm going to have to unmute here and then mute.
Confused buyers and sellers in this marketplace. I am a huge fan, not an investor, but man, I wish I was. Jeremy, if you raise money, let me in. Of this app, Palm Agent. Palm Agent. It is bananas. Just all these different calculators that allow you to answer the questions in real time and not say, let me pick up the phone and get that answer for you. Check it out. Let me know what you think. We talk so often about being the knowledge broker, the person that can answer all the questions, that can be the resource, be the guide for the very confused buyers and sellers in this marketplace. We talk so often about I am a huge fan, not an investor. We talk so often about being the
All right, let me, I don't know what's going on with my internet this morning, but something is. Sorry about that. Okay, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Curious?
Yes,
Can you
we
hear
can
me?
hear
All
you.
right. Were you
We
able to
can
hear
hear
that, guys?
It was very paused, like the
Okay,
internet's
anyway,
not good.
I want you to go here to Real Estate Resource Center. I'll put this in the chat. Tom Ferry commented on our app that the title company, if you're in Florida, okay, this is Annabelle, you here? I want to make sure we yeah, so anyway, listen to his little 1 minute about Palm Agent. And it's not just they paid him to do an ad. He knows the owner and the developer personally. And then I put a link in here that explains it. This is here, I'll play this. Let me take a chance and play this up. Annabelle, are you there? Speak up. Yes, yes, yes. Annabelle.
Yep, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. All right, do me a favor. Play this your screen and play this because I'm having a tough time with my audio.
Okay.
State Resource Center. You know.
Okay, hold on. Let me open
I'm
the
gonna
page
stop
first.
because I want you to see this. The people that are using it, it's really the person, and because it talks about the knowledge. Here's play this one from Tom Ferry, and it'll tell me when you're there. So I'll stop
Yeah,
share.
Mr. F, I cannot share screen.
Hold on one sec. Tiffany, can she share a screen? Tiff. Oh, we're having a little technical difficulty. Can you share now? Annabelle?
Okay. Yep, I can now.
All right, do it now. There we go. Play the one from Tom Ferry because I want you to hear what he says about the knowledge broker.
Oh, I don't have that. Hold on.
I love what he says. Did you share your sound?
Oops, I think I didn't share my sound. Hold on.
This morning, a little technical. I just want to
Hold
end
on.
with this and then
Share screen.
I love what he says, folks, because this is
Share
the key to the
sound.
business. Up at the top, it's muted. You got to click it
Oh,
up.
okay.
Be the guide for the very confused buyers and sellers in this marketplace. I am a huge fan, not an investor, but man, I wish I was. Jeremy, if you raise money, let me in. Of this app, Palm Agent. Palm Agent. It is bananas. Just all these different calculators that allow you to answer the questions in real time and not to say, let me pick up the phone and get that answer for you. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, let it play.
It's also about being the knowledge broker, the person that
That's
can
it.
answer all the questions.
The knowledge broker, folks. You know, John started the meeting out, the mastermind, building a sustainable business. That's dependent on him. Once you become the knowledge broker, and this is just an app to help you, by the way, the premium app for those in Florida, because this is, and by the way, if you're out of Florida, let us know and we'll find you a title company that provides it as well. But the personalized version, you're playing that? Go ahead, you can play that quick. That's a 1 minute.
Palm Agent is the title industry's #1 closing cost solution, helping title companies nationwide acquire new clients and build customer loyalty. With your branded app, loaded with your title rates and fees, real estate professionals will find talking numbers with clients a breeze. From title quotes to buyer estimates, seller net sheets, rent versus buy scenarios, multiple offer comparisons, and so much more. You'll be equipping your agents with the tools they rely on in their day-to-day business. Your agents will also appreciate the value of the dynamic marketing content they can use to build their brand on social media and take their client relationships to the next level. No matter where they are, your clients will love being able to access their favorite closing cost app on their phone, tablet, or computer. With everything from a back-end dashboard to live webinar training and videos, Palm Agent provides everything your operation needs for onboarding and support. Learn how thousands of title operations use Palm Agent to grow their business. Schedule a demo today.
Yeah, so anyway, the reason I played that one for you is in the state of Florida, the personalized app is $9 a year. I'll even send you the $9 if you need that $9, because with this app in your hand, the state of Florida, write down Kiri Ellis, Mora, M-O-R-A, because you have to pick a title agent in here in the state of Florida. You're not obligated to use her if you don't want to, but I encourage you to do it because they support my work and what I do in the Real Estate Resource Center. But if you're in a different state, because we preloaded the entire state of Florida with everything, if you're in a different state, make sure you look into Palm Agent and whatever title agency you're with out of state. Say, hey, why don't you guys think about getting this? Because I'll tell you, I would not use a title company that didn't have this. When you see the branding and stuff you can do, is pretty cool. So the main thing is the knowledge broker. Because that's the key. We started the meeting out talking about you can stop sharing, Annabelle. Put the link to the Real Estate Resource Center in the chat. Okay. Yeah, put that in the chat. So anyway, the knowledge broker, I love that. So, all right, to piggyback on what John said, to build a sustainable business, not dependent on him. Let's wrap up, and any ahas today. And I hope that you go to the Mind Body Mastermind, watch that 1 hour interview with Matt McConaughey and Ed Violet, who is, it's been one of the most powerful interviews I've seen. And Ed does a lot of powerful interviews. So please get into that one. All right. Any ahas? Anybody? Anybody else want to join the accountability? Anybody? Text us, let us know. And on Wednesdays, I want to make it more dynamic, and I need your help. If you can help me find a way to get people to show up a little bit more on time, so we can get started on time and we don't have to pause a little bit, so we have more time to interact at the end. So before we go into the the green, who put that in? Oh, Annabelle, thank you. Yeah, Green Lights by his audiobook is phenomenal. Anything you go back and forth, anything? I'm going to start having some icon agents come on. Is Krista on this morning? Any icon agents on this morning? One of the things I have on my agenda is to bring some icon agents on and talk about becoming an icon agent and how to do it. So thank you for being here. And for those of you on time, enjoy your 10, that was early to the meeting or got here on time and you got that $10,000 marketing certificate. Congratulations. No, that's it. But anyway, see you next Wednesday. And I promise I'm not going to hospital tonight or tomorrow. I'm not doing it. I refuse. 2 Wednesdays in a row is enough. All right, Tiff.